Now, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Richard Amamu, has been asked to hand over to the Ministry of Transport a letter signed by the Secretary to the President, Nana Asante-Bediato, directed the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority boss to vacate his office with immediate effect. The former Director General's termination of appointment comes in the wake of calls by some members of the Junior Staff Union for government to investigate allegations of abuse of office, politically motivated recruitment, promotions and shady deals in the port expansion project. Richard Amamu was due for retirement in October last year, but was granted a year's contract. The former GHPA boss is an engineer, a lawyer, a seasoned maritime development expert, and has over 35 years experience in port and shipping management. Right, so I'm joined in the studio tonight by Asaki Samson Awingobet, who is Executive Secretary of Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Mr. Awingobet, how are you, sir? We've never met before. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, absolutely, and Happy New Year.
Many happy returns. So this termination, do you think the termination is fair, especially considering what works have been done in the port through the expansion project and the other allegations that were leveled against Mr. Amamu?
Well, quite clearly, let me say a very good evening to your cherished listeners and watchers, those who are watching TV3 at this time of the day. I think you were rightly so when you've catalogued his credentials as a Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority. You would know that Anamo is a no other person than someone who actually featured into port development. Looking back from 2012, where the port was and where he took over and where we are today, where I sit as a key stakeholder to the port, apart from Ghana politics, apart from politics that we are now looking in this country without looking at who has what, even though if the person belongs to party A or party B, look at the technical competence that the person has in terms of bringing our port to that status. I think it worries some of us that when we slept and wake up in the overnight to hear you have to go home.
So let's look at it this way. You think that the expertise of Mr. Amamu means that he shouldn't have been sacked, that he has a lot more to offer the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority inside than outside?
Quite clearly, looking at his level of professional competence, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
However, he was working with employees, just like we are working in TV3. I think you knows what is going the in and out of what's happening from management level.
That's right.
And quite clearly, that was what how some employees from the GPHA, especially the junior staff, what baffled me was that I think latter part of last year, 2016, between October and November, before December, I think you saw this news item about the MPS trying to expand the motorway. Yeah. When you are driving to Tema, assume if you are going to come to one, or you're going to go, or you're going to in another area, you might not need to enter the roundabout, the motorway roundabout, because of that's why there's congestion of traffic. So MPS decided to give some money back as part of social responsibility to the people of Ghana by trying to expand that motor enclave. And before we came to cut the short, I was part of the stakeholders that was invited at the Royal Nick Hotel. I saw the senior staff came there to reassure the Director General. I'm talking of the Mr. Richard Anamo, which you have guessed saw his credential in a few minutes ago, that they were with him, they were ready to support management. Then the junior staff also came in to assure. They came with not just like chairman or president, they came with all their team to say we are also here solidly behind. However, after a month or two, election has come and power has shifted from one political party. So
you think all this is political witch hunting?
I wouldn't say it's a political witch hunting, but what I'm trying to say is that if you don't care is not taken in this country, a time will come that you will see a professional competence that you want to hire to go to government sector or government agency.
But you will refuse to use them because he doesn't belong to your party.
Professor will even refuse to go in. Professor will prefer to do consulting. And when they are doing consulting, they will not give you much of their time as if they are fully hired to do work. Look, I can tell you, go back to the GPHA. I don't know if you have seen, if you have a clip to show to your viewers to see what has happened to transformation, especially that I want to emphasize.
So you're talking about the president cutting short for the 1.5 million Tema port expansion. Is that the expansion you're talking about?
Not just even the port expansion, but even within the port, the old port that he took over, the kind of transformation. At the moment, look, there are ports in the world, okay, that if there's so much stroke waste, if there's so much piracy and stuff like that, vessels will not call into those ports. As you speak, or the depth in which that a vessel have, the bigger vessel has to come in. As you speak, you have much bigger vessels that bring cement, clinker and others to feed Gasem or to feed Dangote cement. You go to the port, you see that's key that under the Anamo time that was brought in, or that construction took over. You go there, you see a big restarters. Even one was named to one Owusu, and then another one was named after the former TUC boss, Kofi Samoa. That was the very day I got to know that Kofi Samoa used to be GPHA worker before he rose from union level to become the TUC boss of Ghana. That is what we have seen. So you go to the GPHA today and you see a lot. Yes, of course, every human being may have their ups and downs. But I think in terms of technical competences, I'm not saying that Anamo going, there won't be anybody like his caliber. Because, mind you, before NDC, Professor Mensah.
But a lot of allegations were made against him, including
that's what I'm trying to make.
Politically motivated recruitment.
That's what I want to make. I'm saying that before Anamo came to being a DG, there was a DG. That is his predecessor. But before then, in MPP time, Ben Osu also came, who was also very good in port management. You understand? You remember Ben Osu?
Yes.
He also came to, but in terms of logistic constraint at the moment, in terms of reducing stowaway, nobody can just wake up these days and go to the port. Okay? So I can say, in that aspect, people, those who come from Ashama and Tema community and other things to do hustling in the port, their job has been cut off. So those people can say, yes, because of Anamo, because he has now made everywhere automated, without that electronic card, you cannot have access to the port. Without you being authorized to enter the port, you cannot enter the port. Even that is why they've even reduced the human trafficking in the port, and by putting up the revenue center outside the port.
What are your expectations of the new boss that is likely to be appointed after Mr. Anamo is gone?
Well, I'm just hoping that person will come and work like Raymond Anamo. That guy work without silence. Look at his age. That guy can work like he's a workaholic, if I may put it in that perspective. I am hoping that, yes, even though Anamo has left, I think the Temaport director, Mr. Adoko is there. It's also very good. Madam Alice Tokono is also at the headquarters. Right. Very good. But however, the prerogative lies on the president, who will now determine who they want to bring. Maybe perhaps they want to bring Usu Mensah back, or they may also bring another person who's also port developer, but maybe be hiding in any of the West African countries, or maybe outside the country, or even within the country here that you and I might not know. So, but I hope that government, the president, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, should be able to bring somebody who would be able to carry along with the workers.
Right.
For allegations of corruption and other things,
you think it's politically
anytime there's political change in this country,
it's like that.
Those things is
right.
Are bound to come.
We're grateful for your time.
Thank you for having me too. I thought we were going to discuss our sector minister